Laura, great to have you. Thank you.
To see you.
So I think first, just to start pretty broad here, in terms of your coverage area, it does span large and small, but do you feel as if you can actually wish for yet another year when the largest, most obvious stocks in tech manage to carry the load, or is it going to be some reversion from that this coming year?
Well, some of it is the political environment. We have a new head of the DOJ, and with polarized government, I think that new DOJ head is going to jettison a lot of the outstanding litigation. And the big tech that benefits the most from that is Alphabet. So we think we're going to get multiple expansion at Alphabet as sort of like the DOJ's suggestion to have them spin off Chrome. I think the new DOJ is going to walk away from a lot of that. So I see multiple expansion for Alphabet. I also really like Alphabet and Amazon because of all of the back office work they're doing at driving generative AI investment, which is really helping their cost structures. We're getting costs up single digits with revenue up double digits, which is just making their free cash flow and therefore capital efficiency explode over at both to the upside with Amazon and Alphabet both.
So Alphabet, I mean, you're implicitly making the case that there has been an unwarranted discount on Alphabet. And of course, it did get pretty cheap relative to the market and relative to its own history, but that was almost all about regulation, or was it somewhat about, whether in fact Alphabet was well positioned in terms of whatever goes on in AI?
Well, you saw that they just introduced the Wondery chip, which technically is, a generative AI chip that could actually maybe break Bitcoin and blockchain. So I think they are really, they're sort of moving ahead in AI. They should have been ahead of the whole time. But when OpenAI got to ChatGPT and introduced that product first, it sort of woke the sleeping dragon. And now I think Alphabet is on the case of generative AI. And they have a huge advantage because they have first-party data from YouTube, which is the #1 streaming asset, 50% more viewing than Netflix. They have search, which is, I think, getting replaced by generative AI, but they're doing a lot of the replacing. When you do Google searches, about 50% of them come back with an answer that basically replicates ChatGPT, which encourages you not to go to ChatGPT for the answer. So they're sort of, I'm going to call it cannibalizing themselves at some level, which I think is better than losing it to another site. So I think they're doing the right things now, even though they had to catch up.
Yeah, and it's interesting in the sense that whoever owns the data now might even be in a more privileged position. You're hearing about OpenAI, the next generation are kind of running out of things to train their models on.